Race to ride it up with Geralt of Rivia. Along came this song. One for a silver-tongued level, this army of hells, it's who's the day rebel. They came after me with knives of fantasy, broke down my loot and they kicked in my teeth. Wow, that of those horns, men so tender me, and so cried a witcher, he can be bleed. Toss a coin to your witcher, oh valley of plenty, oh valley of plenty, oh. Toss a coin to your witcher.
What's up, you filthy exiles? So today, in I guess the stead of the new league, I am going to do a build guide on how you play an ES Zombiemancer, or a low life Zombiemancer. Couple things with this one. It's strong as fuck. We're talking 8.1k ES so far. And this is just in standard league. I haven't optimized my gear by any measure. Or it is somewhat optimized, but my rings are not where they need to be, and you'll see that. But fundamentally, these zombies are just crazy uber zombies because of the Montrigle's grasp. So basically, you get uber zombies, and then you would have seen in the B-roll every time they kill something, it explodes and does 20% of the maximum life as fire damage. And they have a minimum of 5,000 life. So fundamentally, these zombies are unfucking killable. Now, I am running the Joffrey Sanctuary in Shaper's Touch, but I'll go into how I got this to work. My belt is pretty crap, my shield is meh, and I haven't got my helmet enchant. But it really doesn't matter at this point, because that will only just make the damage top off even more. Anyway, let's get into this build. Okay, so starting us off, we're going to need the Baron Helmet. This is going to increase our socketed minion gems. It's also going to give our minions 20% increased max life. It's going to give you an additional raised zombie per every 300 strength as well. And after 1000 strength, it's going to let you leech with zombie damage, which is pretty fucking awesome. The next item you're going to need is the Joffrey Sanctuary. This is going to give us 2 to maximum energy shield per 5 strength, and because we're stacking strength, that's going to enhance our energy shield quite significantly. On top of that, it's going to give us Zealot's Oath, which is essentially your life regeneration works for your energy shield instead of your life pool. Which means if you're running ES, your any regen nodes, any regen gear for life is going to apply to your ES. Nextly, you're going to run Shaper's Touch. Now, this is going to increase your total mana by 2 per every 4 strength, and because one of the nodes that will go through that we're picking up, we're getting an extra 4% based on our additional mana pool. This is going to increase our ES further, and then these also give you, for every 10 strength, an additional 2% increased energy shield. Next, we've got our Alberon's Warpath Boots. This is pretty much just going to give you 15 to 18% increased strength roll, which again is going to push your ES up again. So we're also going to give you Chaos Resist, but that's going to be neither here nor there, simply because we're running a Chaos Inoculation node anyway. Finally, I'm using a pretty shonky crystal belt, but I was suggest getting a shaped crystal belt. This is going to push your ES more. On top of this, you're going to want to roll strength and any other resistant nodes that you'll need for the end game. For your main hand, you're going to run the Montrigle's Grasp Void Scepter. This is going to give you the Uber Zombies I was just talking about. It's also going to basically give you additional zombie damage and also the 20% health explosion per kill per your zombies. Now, bearing in mind, this will halve the amount of zombies you can have, but your zombies will be huge fuck-off zombies. Secondly, I'm running a Mosaic Kite Shield. Now on my shield, I'm running a maximum energy shield percentage and also flat maximum energy shield rolls. I'm also running resistances to cap out my resistances on the shield too. For my jewelry, I'm running the Ascendancy. This is going to give you a heap of base stats, which are going to stack further based on your jewel setup and increased percentages to strength. It's also going to give you the needed intelligence and the dex that you need to keep your build running properly. My anoint on this is Ravenous Horde to support my minions. For my rings, I'm running Moonstone rings, and I would suggest getting maximum energy shield rolls. I would also suggest getting both of these with strength rolls on them as well. And this is going to again increase your energy shield further, and any minion rolls or any faster energy shield regeneration rolls as well to assist these further. This is where our build's going to start getting expensive, is in the jewels. So we're running a Watcher's Eye with Vitality, increased 104 health per second while Vitality is active. This is going to increase our energy shield because we're running, or our energy shield regeneration because we're running Zealot's Oath. I'm running 2 Brawn Jewels, which is going to increase our Dex and Strength stats, which are going to increase our total energy shield. I'm running 5 Efficient Training Crimson Jewels. This is going to hugely push up our strength so that we can really cap that ES out as far as we can. And I'm running 2 Might of the Meeks to improve my my nodes that I'm running, where I'm running no keystones in the lower half of the tree. Obviously, because in the Marauder nodes, there's no point running Efficient Training Crimson Jewels because there's no intelligence nodes in those clusters. Okay, for flasks, I'm running a Quicksilver Flask with increased effect and regeneration. I'm also running a Jade Flask with whatever you really need to roll on that. I'm running a Rumi's Concoction for the increased armor and also block chance. I'm running a coruscating elixir ruby flask. It's a bit redundant, but at this point it really doesn't matter. This is just going to give you fire resistance and less fire damage taken, depending on what you need. I am running an at series promise for the leech because there is the potential to use off the top of my head, Cyclone, which I can leech back damage to increase my ES regeneration if I'm really needing it. But because we're running Chaos and Noct, again, really up to you what you want to run with this one. Now for our skills, in our helm we're running Immortal Call, Cast When Damage Taken, Convocation, all on level 1 so that they trigger really quickly and efficiently. And level 3 Spirit Offering. We run Convocation and Spirit Offering here, is as we get hit, our zombies will basically teleport to us, and Spirit Offering will trigger, which will buff up your zombies and as far as their survivability and their damage, even though they don't really need any more survivability. In the chest, we're running Raise Zombie, Feeding Frenzy, melee physical damage, multi-strike, minion damage, and Fortify. Now, if you can get an Awaken multi-strike, I'd suggest that, but because they're so expensive, it's not feasible at this point. Boots, we're running Shield Charge, Fortify, Maim, and Faster Attacks. Gloves, we want to run the War Banner Aura and Lighten, Vitality, and Discipline. This is going to increase our survivability. With our first weapon, we'll run Cyclone, Fortify, and Desecrate. And with weapon 2, we're going to run Summon, Carry, and Golem, Meat Shield, which is going to get them to taunt enemies to them, and Elemental Army, which is basically when they hit an enemy, the enemy will basically be afflicted with a debuff for whatever element they get hit by next. So the pros of this build: can farm T16 really easily. It's tanky as fuck, so it's much safer for bossing than what I've played with other builds in the past. And with the explosiveness of those on-kill effects with the Uber zombies, it'll wipe entire screens. As you were seen in the B-roll, it's somewhat satisfying hearing the explosive pop sound. The downsides of zombies can be a bit clunky. They can be a bit stupid. Takes a bit of tinkering to get this right too, because ES builds are not by nature easy to run. You can still die to bullshit, but in this case it's got to hit you for about 8.1k plus, and it's got to be able to stop you from regenerating as well. So it's basically got to be a real fuck off enemy. This build is really expensive. It uses a lot of those efficient training gems, which aren't cheap. And low life can be risky because obviously there's nothing that can regenerate low life ES like you can health. So you're sort of running at a bit of risk, but I think it's worth it considering it's quite sustainable in a lot of content of the game. Okay, so let's get into this tree. So for this low life Zombiemancer, we're going to start at obviously the witch nodes. And then we're going to basically pick up the energy shield nodes here, minion damage nodes. We're going to go to Deep Wisdom. Then we'll go up and we'll basically pick up Lord of the Dead. We'll pick up this first node here in which we're going to socket our first efficient training Crimson Jewel. Then we're going to come up and we're going to pick up Deep Thoughts because we might want to increase our mana. Then we'll go to the right and we'll pick up this Arcane Will. This is going to give us a 4% of maximum mana as extra maximum energy shield. So we need this to really pop our energy shield up. Next, we're going to get Arcane Focus. We're going to continue going to the right. Now, you're probably not going to want to get your Chaos Inoculation straight away. I would not suggest doing this straight away. I would do this at like level 60 or 65 or something like that, when you can really unpack this and you've got enough gear and currency to fund this. But from this point here, pick up your strength node, move down, pick up your next node here to pick up another efficient training. We'll come back to this when we get to that point. So coming back to our Lord of the Dead, we're going to go down to Arcanist Dominion. We're going to go down to this intelligence node here, and then we're going to go up, and we're going to pick up Might. And then we're going to move up further. We're going to pick up this next node, which will give us another efficient training Crimson Jewel socket. And then we're going to go up and pick up Death Attunement. We're going to pick up the damage nodes and the leech nodes because that's going to give us sustainability. Death Attunement is going to give us another raised zombie that we can cast. Then we'll go to the left. We'll pick up our intelligence nodes down here. Now, please note, we don't need Zealot's Oath because of the chest that we're running, but if you are running a ES chest, then you can pick up Zealot's Oath if you're based, like if you're running a Chevrons or something like that. If you're running a Chevrons, you're not going to need Chaos Inoculation either, because what's that damage? Chaos damage cannot bypass shield with Chevrons. Then we're going to go down. We're going to pick up Righteous Army. We're going to pick up Spiritual Aid, and we're going to pick up Redemption. So we're going to come back to this node down here. We're going to go down now and pick up another node so we can put another efficient training gem in or jewel in place. We're going to go down, pick up this Aligned Spirits. This is going to reduce the mana cost of our zombies to cast, which is going to make it more efficient in case we have to cast another one. It's also going to give us 20% increased damage, and it's going to give us increased mana, which is going to increase our ES, and we want to do that. Next, we'll go to the left and pick up Foresight. This is going to give us more ES at the end of the day, and it's up to you if you want to pick up any more of these nodes to increase your energy shield further. Now we want to go down, pick up Shape Up, pick up this next node of which we'll put in Brawn. Now these regeneration nodes, you could argue that you could pick up these, this will increase your ES, or you could pick up these regeneration nodes, which is going to increase your regeneration of your shield. It's really up to you what you want to do at this point. Next we'll go down and we'll pick up another node here, or another jewel socket, and we're going to put a Might of the Meek in. Now this is going to convert all of these strength nodes to 15, so that's going to give us an extra 25 strength out of these nodes. So we'll continue to go left until we pick up this strength node here, and then we want to go down until we pick up another jewel socket here, of which we're going to pick up another Might of the Meek, and this is going to give us another 5 for every single one of these nodes in here, which is 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So we get another additional 35 strength here. Oh yeah, geez, I'm talking quick. Next we're going to go to the right and we're going to pick up Warrior's Blood. This will give us regeneration, which will trigger with our Zealot's Oath, so it's going to increase our shield regeneration, and it'll give us another 20 strength as well, which is going to buff us up some more. So next we'll go down until we get to this strength node here. We'll pick up this Hard Knocks node because why not? We need intelligence because we're running a couple Brawn gems. It's going to make it harder for us to meet our intelligence cap that we need to run our gear. Then we'll come down and we'll pick up another node and run another Brawn here. And this will give us melee damage as well, but yeah, we'll need this other brawn node here to increase our ES further. Then we're going to come up and we're going to pick up this Utmost Might, which is going to give us a huge amount of strength, which is going to massively buff our shield up. Once we've done that, we come back to this strength node here, we move up, we pick up another node of which we're going to socket our Watcher's Eye. Then we're going to go up, pick up Sentinel, and then finally pick up this next node up here. And these here we're going to pick up so that we can basically help cap out our resistances, because that's one of the balance problems with this build, which I've managed to achieve, but it's taken a little bit of tinkering in this tree to get it to work. So after you've done all of that, you're going to want to come up and pick up the last few nodes. So you want to pick up this next node up here, which is going to increase our mana, and it's also going to let us socket another efficient training gem. You're going to want to come down here and pick up Chaos Inoculation, which is going to become our low life build. So we'll only have 1 health, but you'll be immune to chaos damage altogether, and you're basically going to be able to maximize your shield. And use your shield functionally. And then we'll come down and we'll pick up Ghost Reaver. And this is going to mean we leech energy shield instead of life, and our recovery rate is doubled. Now, I don't know how well this affects the zombie leech, but this will, this will mean our zombies will leech energy shield for us. Sorry, I had a bit of a mind blank there. Anyway, that's basically the crux of our tree. Then for our ascendancies, we're first going to pick up Mindless Aggression. This is going to increase our zombies and their ability to do damage. Next, we'll pick up Unnatural Strength. This is going to give them +2 to every single, minion node. Next, we'll pick up Bone Barrier. This will give us Bone Barrier and also give us a higher recovery rate per minion of life and energy shield, which we're not going to have life recovery, but we'll have energy shield recovery. And it's also going to give us increase 3% to all elemental resist per minion, up to a cap of 30%. So this is going to mean that we'll basically be able to cap out our resistances with our minions being cast up. Then finally, we're going to pick up Commander of Darkness, and this means auras from your skills grant 3% increased attack and cast speed to you and your allies. Nearby allies do 30% increased damage, and you're also going to get 20% to elemental resist, which is really good. It's going to buff up your zombies. It's going to buff you right up. Anyway, that's pretty much the tree. As you can see, it's a very spread out tree, and it's pretty much hitting 3 key areas of the tree, which is, I'm even pretty impressed with my efforts here. Anyway, to the last part. Okay, so fingers crossed this build helps you get a low life Necromancer working, or a Zombie Mancer. This is not a league starter. I wouldn't suggest this as a league starter. There's just too many working parts and it's way too expensive to make it work. That being said, what you can do is you can run life with zombies, and you can get it quite far, in fact. Probably 5k life, you can do most content. And then once you've built enough currency, you can buy the gear that you'll need. Just a precursor. This was about 6x. In league start, this will be about 6x depending. Or you're going to craft it yourself if you can get a Jeffrey's Touch. Astromantis is a few hundred chaos sometimes at league start. Shaper's Touch, you're not going to be able to get at league start, especially with the way that content works now. This one's not going to become available until maybe the first week or so, or if there's crazy motherfuckers pushing content, then they'll start to pop up. These are pretty common, very cheap. Rings, you'll be able to craft these in league start for the Delirium League, so you'll be able to get these pretty easily. Crystal belts is probably going to take a week before you can get decent crystal belts, and shields, it's really, you can craft these pretty easily. Barons are probably going to be quite available, but depending on if the zombie meta is still a thing next league, I won't be playing a Zombie Mancer next league, but I'll be playing a Guardian Sentinel caster running Herald of Purity. But Barons, it just really depends on how many people are running the zombie abilities. I'm assuming people are going to run minions again because they're a meta every single fucking league. Alberon's Warpath. You're going to be able to get these pretty cheaply. They're very common. They drop pretty commonly. These flasks here are pretty easy to get as well, so they're nothing crazy. Anyway, if this build helps you play a low life Zombiemancer, then awesome. I would suggest this build. It works really well. I'm playing it in standard right now and actually really enjoying it. It's really fast, it's really snippy, and it handles bosses reasonably well. I still want to get an Awakened Multi-Strike because I want to see how that works with zombies, because I would imagine that it's fucking ridiculous. But at some point that'll happen, but they're 100x in the standard market. So yeah, we'll see how that goes. Anyway, if you like this video, like and sub. If you think it's absolute shit, downvote it, do whatever you need to do. It's up to you. Feedback would be appreciated, so I can make better content. And yeah, otherwise, if this helps you, awesome, and bye.